G'day and welcome to Eagle Review for round 16. What an absolute heart-stopper last week against the Kangaroos at Blundstone Arena, formerly known as Bellerive Oval. And as good as the crowd and arena looked, you could say the middle of the pitch was quite sluggish, as Lynchy will attest to with that bounce. But many players getting plenty of boot treatment on the sideline. They look like kings in their own right. Tom Roach, good to see you. Massive 35-point comeback with the boys. Away from home against North Melbourne. Was it a lucky escape or just awesome display of fitness, do you reckon?
Yeah, look, a bit of both, I think, Thumper. North kicked 8 straight and dominant second quarter. But then a silly free kick just before half-time gave us a little bit of momentum back.
It did, that darling goal. Certainly did. They'll rue that. What about the free kick in the last quarter that wasn't paid? A lot of people were talking about it. Lindsay Thomas, Darren Glass. I want to know your thoughts.
Look, I think it was a little leg tangle, so, yeah, could have gone either way.
You'd let it slide?
Yeah, I'd let that one slide.
Tom Roach, everybody. A few celebrities in the crowd as well down at Bellerive.
Yeah, Punter and Sids in the crowd. Boys, get overseas, would you? We just got thumped 4-0. For Christ's sake, get over there!
All right, before we get stuck into the game, Beau Waters, late withdrawal against the Kangaroos. He's gone in for arthroscopic surgery. Going to be out between 3 and 5 weeks. Very sad news for the West Coast supporters and Dream Team coaches across the nation, Roger.
Absolutely, mate. Look, I've actually stuck with Bowie in my Dream Team. I reckon he'll be only out for 3 weeks. If I know Beau Waters, he'll be back as soon as he can, and I reckon 5 weeks is stretching.
He is as tough as they come. We wish him all the best with his recovery. Look, it was an interesting night at the tribunal on Tuesday with Luke Shuey and Quinton Lynch both having their suspensions upheld, unfortunately. Shuey, tried to convince the jury that the contact was towards Lindsay Thomas's body, which she was successful in, but he still misses 2 weeks, unfortunately. So that's the Sydney and Adelaide game, Roachy.
Yeah, but how's the power going out at Etihad? They lost the video stream. It was no good.
It was unbelievable, wasn't it? A few humorous calls, though.
Yeah, a couple of good ones here. Give the Tech boys 3 weeks.
That was a good comment.
Fair enough. And was that Lindsay Thomas that fell over the court?
That wasn't bad as well. Look, the remainder of the process was done with Neil Danaher's iPhone, so I scream professionalism there, but we move on. Lynch was no better getting off his trip, by the way, of Sean Atley. He will still miss the 1 week against the Swans. Here's senior coach Sean Worsfold's comment about a few of the suspensions the boys have had in season 2012.
Yeah, we've got to be better than that. Our squad is aware that they've got a responsibility to each other to be available when they're fit, but I'd be concerned if it happens with similar incidences in the future.
Because you wouldn't want it to be a regular occurrence now, which as we head towards the business.
Not ideally, no. No, we wouldn't. It's good thinking.
Look, there was little doubt in our mind who the best on ground was. Big man Dean Cox stepping up at crucial times all over the ground. I think firming his favouritism for his 5th All-Australian selection, Roachy. He had 21 disposals, 15 marks. 15! 5 contested, 24 hit-outs and 3 very timely goals, including the match-winning one. Just seemed to be everywhere on the ground, mate.
No, he did. He was sensational. I think the Jacob Brennan hit on Toddy Goldstein really slowed Goldstein down, and that enabled Mighty Coxie to get around the ground and free up a little bit. I think against West Coast you have to go with 2 ruckmen just in case something does happen to your number 1 ruckman, otherwise you're in a lot of strife.
Well said, and a great way for Coxie to bring up a win in his best mate's 200th game in Daniel Kerr as well. Look, we go back to the record books. I'm sure there have been a lot of great first quarters in our time. I think Matty Pritis's will rate right up there. He had 11 touches, 6 tackles and a goal, finished with 34 disposals and was the recipient of the Brett Croswell medal. Roachy, where does he rate currently in club champion voting for 2012?
Yeah, 2012. If he's not leading, he's very close to it. Obviously, you're going to have Coxie, Glassy and Scooter Selwood probably up near the mark. But I reckon Pritter would probably be leading this time of year.
As we know, he tied last year with Glass, but lost as he played one more game. So I think he might be in line with his first one. He keeps that form.
I think he deserves one, Thump.
Yeah, he does. Look, great work from Will Schofield coming back after a hamstring injury. Thought he had one of his better games in his career, actually. 21 disposals, 11 marks, was just mopping up everything. He was causing plenty of havoc for his opponents and many turnovers for the opposition. He's just growing with confidence.
Yeah, he is, and he's keeping his opponent quiet, which is handy. I think every game he plays, he seems to be running off and getting more confidence. He counter-attacked very well with Butts this week. Butts had 22 touches and 5 tackles. So as long as these two can keep their opponents relatively quiet and still give us some rebound, they'll become very important come finals.
They will be. Plenty of experience with Butler. Get his body right. They will be fantastic off the flanks.
That's right.
Look, one bloke who I certainly don't want to miss out, he will miss this week, but Quinton Lynch was really crucial on the weekend. I'm calling him Mr. Clutch. He had so many timely goals that just when we needed him, A great experienced man, and he stood up with his 3. And don't forget, his most important accolade in the last quarter.
Well, yeah, he kicked the ball from half-back flank into Josh Hill. It was an absolute thumping kick. And, wherever we needed him on the weekend, he seemed to step up. So we're going to miss him this week.
Absolutely. It's our magic moment time. We enjoy it significantly. I've got mine. It was certainly with 2 minutes to go. Chris Marston, brilliant wrap-up tackle on Jack Zeeble, held him up, and then North had numbers, as you can see here on the screen, to go forward. But he comes in, holds the ball up again as a North Melbourne player tries to take away and run with it. So they stopped a definite inside 50 with 2 minutes to go. And who knows what else, Roachy.
Yeah, look, not a bad magic moment. My magic moment's Daniel Kerr. He's trying to mop up time with Shuey there in the last couple of minutes. And then Shuey kicked one that was clearly going out of bounds in the full. And I know that Shuey would have been very nervous on that one. But then Daniel somehow jumped up.
Big leap.
And took the mark. So it was a great effort there. I've also got another one. Eric McKenzie and Darren Glass's tag team to take down Drew Petrie. He's been doing this all year, and he's also been doing it around the offices, and I know a few of the people working around here are getting fed up with it.
We are, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, so he's, it looks like at least he's using it in games as well.
I think Nizzy's tapped him on the shoulder and said enough's enough.
Yeah,
Stop carrying on. All right, let's have a look at the teams for this massive top-of-the-table clash versus the Swans. Here they are now. The Inns, we have a lot of them. Extended interchange for a Sunday game. Adam Selwood leads the list. Had a great game for East Perth and the Waffle. Mitch Brown, Lewis Stevenson, Tom Swift, Brad Shepherd returning from injury, and Fraser McInnes named for his first game. Will he play? Hopefully. Could be a straight swap from Lynch. Been in great form for Perth this year. Big, strong forward. Could give us plenty of options in the forward 50. Making way for them, Luke Shuey, Quinton Lynch with suspensions, and Josh Hill through injury. Very unfortunate. Big game for the club. Big game for senior coach John Worsfold. It's his 250th coach game for the club. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, well done, Woosh. I'm pretty sure we won't be carrying him off after the game, but still a tremendous accolade. He just keeps racking them up this year.
Yep.
Excited for our 240 Sunday bounce now, mate. It is a massive game. The rivalry does continue with Sydney, it seems.
Yep.
This is going to be a massive clash. I want to know who your match winner is on the day.
Well, look, we're going for 18 straight at home, and we're going to need to have a big one this week. And my match winner is Jack Darling. I know he's only 19 years old, but we need him to kick 5 this week. I mean, I think we're short on forwards this week. Lynchy's out. Obviously, we know that Lecker and all those boys are out as well. So we need him to kick 5, and he needs to step up.
He does need a big game, the King. Want to know why we call him the King? This is why.
I just get lots of treatment and stuff, and they just just think Shannon Hearn made it up saying, the King just gets what he wants. And I think one time I was getting my ankle strapped, and then someone's just strapping my thumb at the same time, so everyone's just like, King, so that's how that started. So
good stuff there, Roachy. I'm going to go with Captain Darren Glass. He's either going to take Sam Reid, who kicked 6 goals, albeit against Brisbane last week, but that's still dangerous form, or Adam Goods, who had it 22 times, 13 marks and 3 goals. Whoever stands further back to the goal square, I think Glassy will take, and it's going to be a big matchup in us going ahead and winning this game in front of a jam-packed house at Patterson Stadium. This was Darren Glass's comments on his opponents this week.
I know a lot about Sam Reid. I've played on him a number of times already. Obviously a really great mark, good player, improving all the time. So whoever gets him at different times, it'll be, probably different players from us.
Who's a better matchup for you, Adelaide, to Reid or Woods? Would you get a choice of who suits your style better?
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Whichever one the coach tells me to play on.
And that's probably about enough pump talk from us today, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. We won't be here next week, Thumper.
No, travelling to Adelaide, so all 5 of our viewers hope you get by, can watch something else on your Friday morning.
Yeah, and hooroo till next review.